The story that came out today from The Guardian, acceptance of gay sex is in decline in the UK, the very first time since the AIDS crisis. 30 years, this is a story, 30 years of increasingly liberal attitude towards gay sex may be coming to an end after the number of people who said they considered it wrong rose for the first time since the AIDS crisis. In 1987, when every household received somber leaflets warning, "Don't die of ignorance," 9 out of 10 people thought that there was something wrong with sexual relations between two adults of the same sex. 9 out of 10. This is during the height of the AIDS scare. Every year since then, tolerance has increased. But now the British Social Attitudes Survey has found the number of people believing there is nothing wrong with gay sex has fallen, leaving a third of the population in some way opposed. Now think of that. It was 9 out of 10 said there was something wrong. Then every year it built more and more tolerance until it was in the vast majority said there was nothing wrong with it. Now it's down to a third. This is remarkable, and they don't know why. Let me give you another story. This came out last week on July 3rd, so you may not have heard it. There is a new Harris poll out. Now, understand, he describes himself as pro-homosexual. He's the CEO of the Harris poll. He says these numbers are really alarming. Now, listen to this. According to the new Harris poll, Americans aged 18 to 34 are becoming less and less enamored with the LGBT lifestyle every year. In 2016, 63% of millennials considered themselves allies of the LGBT movement. That number fell the next year to 53%, so it lost 10 points. Then the next year, it was at 45%. Today, 36% of millennials are not comfortable when they learn a family member is homosexual. That's up from 29% just a year ago. 42% of millennial males are uncomfortable learning their child has had a lesson on LGBT history at school or has a homosexual teacher. That's up from 27%. Now, here's what the pro-homosexual CEO of the Harris poll says. These numbers are alarming. I believe the reason it's happening is simple. Millennials have had a gay agenda crammed down their throats their entire lives, and 75% of them have at least one friend who is a homosexual. Okay, so what's happening? I honestly believe that this has nothing to do with people. It has nothing to do with homosexuals that you may know. This has everything to do with 2 years ago. Would you be uncomfortable that your teacher, your child, was being taught by a homosexual? No. Are you today? Maybe. Why? Not because they're homosexual, but because you don't know what their agenda is anymore. When we have trans people coming into the library and, as we have seen recently, are laying on top of these trans people and reading them stories, you kind of say, what the hell is going on? Why does my 6-year-old or 7-year-old have to go through this? What are they teaching? You know, a few years ago, it was about love. This isn't about love anymore. This is not about love. This is about, last night I saw Wicked with my daughter. And I'm sorry, I've seen it before, and maybe I didn't notice it, but I'm pretty sure this is new. The number of guys on stage from Oz that were dressed as women, where they were wearing the jacket of the men. All the men and all the women were dressed similarly, okay? But there were some men that were wearing dresses, and then they had the male jacket on top, and they were clearly males. Now, what the hell? Why are you doing that? This is the thing that people are pushing against. Stop jamming it down people's throats. I don't care how you live your life in your own time. You shouldn't care about how I live my life. But stop jamming it down everybody's throat. And it's no longer teaching love, because love would then teach, hey, you know what? People who are married and who are heterosexual, they're just in love just as much. And you know what? The majority of people feel that way. But some people feel this way. Okay, don't have a problem. But when you're now saying, no, it's not a choice. I can't change my sexuality. It's absolutely not a choice. That's what they used to say. Now they're saying it is a choice and you should try it. That's different. That's different. So I think that this, again, is a sign that they have the left, massively overplayed their hand. People like justice. People like fairness. But what we're seeing now is nothing like fairness, nothing like justice, and nothing like love.